pros to prep. All your favorite action.
They ran Fresno State out of the pit. 79-58 on senior night last night, taking care of business, breaking a 2-game losing streak, and they are winners last night. And all is good. That's the team you expected. It was fun to watch. Good morning to you. And Merry Thursday. I know you're feeling better now, huh? Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, DC. How we living?
What'd it do?
All right back there?
Oh, I am fantastic.
Yeah, buddy. Good night in the pit, JJ. Senior night, good applause. Eddie House on the build. Jalen played well. Jamal Mashburn shot the ball pretty well last night. 19 points to lead the Lobos. They handily beat Fresno State, a depleted Fresno State team. Took care of business, righted the ship, at least for now.
That's what you needed to do. Get out early, get a double-digit lead, hold them off. Lobos are the much better team on the floor. Fresno State, despite playing some close games, the last few times out, they're undermanned, and they're running out of gas into the season. And Lobos just needed to end the streak. And Rich Pitino said after the game it was the longest 2-game losing streak he's ever had.
Is that right?
Which is understandable with the time in between the games, with what happened the week after the Air Force game and just all the noise after Boise State. And just go out there, handle your business. I liked Jamal Mashburn being aggressive, really hitting some shots. Lobos just dominant inside because they had that advantage. I think Jalen House is pressing a little bit, and especially on senior night, he's trying to take a couple extra shots. And people are like, well, that's what he always does. But you can tell he's trying to hit a couple threes to really just get that building going. And but overall, it's what they needed. It's what was really expected in that game. Just go out there, get an early lead, and then just control it for the entire game.
House and Mashburn combined 8 of 29. If they lost the game, you'd be screaming about it. But I think some of those shots were garbage time shots, to your point, where House was just trying to find it, just trying to figure out and get his shot back. And he scored 10 points. Mashburn with 19. JT Toppin with another double-double, 15 points, 16 boards, 5 of them offensive. He turned the ball over one time. The freshman of the year in this league is fantastic. Find a way, would you just tell me, give him House and Mashburn's NIL money and keep him here and figure out how to get that done. If you can, and I know we're not done, but just an observation, man, if you keep Toppin and Dent and True Washington together, and that's the core of what you're doing next year, that's the base, and you're building around that, I mean, you might be the favorite in this league next year. If you keep that together, you are terrific.
I don't know about being the favorite, but you're in a fantastic position. There is going to be a lot of turnover for everyone.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You add a bunch of pieces like he's added.
The known of those guys. And that's the style that I want to see the Lobos play. Now, it's going to be completely different on Saturday.
Yep.
I don't have the same confidence in that game, but it will be interesting to see where Utah State's at, because they did clinch a share of a Mountain West regular season title last night with their victory, which is just unbelievable. Like, we're talking national coach of the year stuff.
I agree with that.
At Utah State and that team with what they've done this season. But for the Lobos, it was about getting back to the right headspace. And Rich Pitino mentioned it too after the game. He's like, what we're going to do right now is put the best plan together. We can go try to steal one on the road. But I think the key with the Lobos is always the effort and energy early in a game. And then how much inside out do they do?
So much of what you just said, it's going to be different going up to Utah State. Utah State was a winner last night, 90-70. They won in San Jose. Turned back the Spartans and clinched a share of the league championship. I'm trying to look through tiebreakers. So UNLV Boise State and Nevada are all one game back. So if New Mexico beats Utah State, how would the seeding at the top come out? I can't see a scenario where they're not number one. They beat UNLV in the one game they played, so they would get the tiebreaker against the Rebels. And UNLV plays Nevada. If Nevada wins, Utah State and Nevada split, I think, right? They lost, and that's their one home loss. Did they play Nevada twice? Maybe they didn't. So Nevada would get the 1 seed if that's the case. If Nevada beats UNLV and New Mexico beats Utah State, Nevada would get the 1 seed. And then they swept Boise State. So that they are playing for something. They're playing for the 1 seed. And they're playing for outright champions. I had this conversation with somebody in the business who is in sports information, telling me Steve Alford should be coach of the year in the league if they win the league. And I'm like, Steve's done a hell of a job, and how they started out and to get them back and they started out league play. They struggled.
It's not even a conversation.
I didn't think it was
Zero.
either. Okay, I'm not high on this.
Zero.
Right? It's Danny Sprinkle, right?
It's the dude
who had 0 points returning.
that 0 points returning. Didn't have Keenan Blackshear. They didn't have Gerard Lucas.
That's exactly my point. And I said that, and he's like, yeah, but they started out. They started out 2 and 3 in league play, 3 and 4 in league play. I'm like, yeah,
Okay.
Okay, and then they came back. Okay, and they won. I got it. And good
Utah
job.
State was an afterthought.
Yeah,
The entire
they
season.
were picked ninth. And in some respects, they still are. Right? I mean, in some respects, they're still an afterthought, and they're going to end up proving to be the best team in this league. And I always think the best team in the league is the team that wins the regular season championship. That's a longevity. That's a 3-month haul. If they end up 14-4 and win this league outright, I get it that there may be a different champion in Vegas next week. Whoever gets hot in 3 days. But I mean, you prove yourself over 3 months. There's no slight on Steve Alford. It's like saying, look, man, if you think Mike's better than LeBron or LeBron's better than Mike, you're not saying the other guy's not good, right?
Yeah.
But it's not a conversation, right? Danny Sprinkle's the coach of the year in this league.
There's zero
Conversation
about anyone else being the coach of the year.
I agree. Danny Sprinkle, and you guys are going to get a look at him, and it's going to be, what is it, a 6:30 game on Saturday. I believe it's 6:30. I'll double check that for you. It's 6:30 on Saturday. It is our time on CBS Sportsnet. Lobo's going up there. Lobo's got a lot to play for. This should be a really, really emotional and contested game. Senior night up there. I don't even know how many seniors they got. I'm not going to lie. And if they have seniors or they one-year guy, like his great Osibor is senior, and the Logan community is going to come down and thank him for a great 3 months of his life.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes is right. Yes is right. Here's what they did right last night. Kind of a lot of things. They rebounded well. I thought the ball moved well last night. They took a ton of threes last night. They took 29. And I thought a lot of them were late. A lot of them were just go down and jack up some stuff. And like you said, House took 10 3-pointers last night. They were 9 of 29 on 3-point shots, 31%. They held Fresno State to 32.7% shooting. They out-rebounded Fresno State 54-35. And again, this is not a good Fresno State team. They are depleted. They were down to 7 dudes, and then it got even smaller when Isaiah Hill got ejected or disqualified on a flagrant 2, which I got thoughts on the flagrant 2 also. So this was basically, JJ, this is what they should have done. They should have gone out and beat this team by 20, and they did. They beat them by 21 points.
Exactly. And it's one that after the Air Force performance, playing the assuming game, what should happen, what will happen.
That's what should have happened with Air Force too, by the way.
Yeah, it was kind of always in the back of your mind as a fan, but this team is so much better than Fresno State. And just to go out there and have an easy game, it was an easy game for the Lobos. Because you look at it, like Nelly Jr. Joseph and JT Toppin. You expect that from JT Toppin. Nelly's not going to be able to do that on Saturday. And so that's what I'm interested in seeing is how they can get the ball inside, how can they attack the basket on Utah State, because the one thing that's not there is the shooting right now. Is because right now the dude that this team is going to rely on for jump shots is Jamal Mashburn.
And he hit a few, right? He came
did.
out, hit the first, hit 3 threes and in early. And I thought, like, to me, maybe one of the best games Mash has played in a long time.
confident,
and find it.
understood the moment.
What this game was about.
Yep.
That's what this game was about. All right, here's what we're doing for you today, and a lot to do today. We're open for business at 505-246-0610. That is the Sports Animal phone line. 505-246-0610. It's also the Sports Animal text line, so you can send a text to that number. Emails come in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. On the X, it's _JJ Buck. We're on the Facebook, and you can watch the show there. No, that's JJ's Twitter handle. Facebook is the OD in the AM. You can watch it. Adrian's producing on ProView Networks, Comcast Channel 26 around the state of New Mexico. Guest list today. We're going to talk to CBS Sports bracketologist Jerry Palm. I haven't even looked to see if he's got his new one out yet, but he's been kicking them out every single morning. But the guy who does all the bracketology for CBS Sports, today, March 7th, got his new one out. Lobo's still. I'll tell you when we come back exactly where they are. He's got his new bracket out. And then at 9:30, Ron Patel, president of New Mexico United, will be with us. United open up their 6th season Saturday afternoon out at Isotopes Park. Or is that Rio Grande Field, Credit Union Field at Isotopes Park? I'm big into the sponsor thing. You know that.
Absolutely.
So Ron Patel's going to be with us, your old buddy, and our old buddy, and looking forward to talking to him. We're in Vegas next week. The opening drive will come to you from the Mountain West Conference Tournament in Las Vegas. Lobo women will start on Monday, right?
Monday night.
Monday. And JJ will be there for the call. And then I'll get in on Tuesday. Want to say thank you to the tournament sponsors who make sure that we are there to get you that coverage. Frontier Restaurant, an Albuquerque tradition for more than 50 years. DSI Solutions Incorporated, New Mexico. Boost your productivity and reduce your costs with DSI. Coleman Vision, perfect game. Airport parking, easier, quicker, smarter, and Enchanted Mechanical, the heating and cooling doctor. So the new bracket's out by Jerry Palm, CBS Sports. Where are the Lobos after winning yesterday? Seton Hall was on the bubble. They won yesterday. What was the movement? Tell you that next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indy Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Meyer here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Like me, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Seven, and Boise State's got to be somewhere in this bracket. And I, for whatever reason, where the hell's Boise State? Oh, they're an 8. So 2 7s, 2 5s, and an 8, and then New Mexico last 4 in. Last 4 out. Hey, do you see? You think the NCAA committee's got a sense of humor?
I'm guessing they probably do.
Last 4 out. St. John's first team out right now. You know who's the coach of St. John's? Just asking.
I don't. Who is it?
Rick Pitino. What are the? I would almost put money right now. If New Mexico gets in, they're playing in Dayton on Tuesday, first 4 against St. John's, and they're going to put Rick and Richard against each other.
Be good for TV, that's for sure.
I mean, want to bet? Odds against it's way against, right? What are the odds? But I'm just staring at it. If you're sitting in that room and your 4 teams, or let's just say New Mexico, Utah, Seton Hall. Well, I mean, it's easy then. I mean, you're not putting Seton Hall and St. John's together, so, right? You're not going to put 2 teams in the same league against each other. Right now, he's got 2 Pac-12 teams in the play-in game. They're not going to play against each other. JJ, I mean, it's staring at you. Pitino in Dayton in the NCAA tournament.
It's right
in the
there.
Play-in. I totally could see it coming. 505-246-0610. All right, were you out there last night? Well, let me give you this real quick. Text line 505-246-0610 says Colorado State is 7. Come on, Jerry, hometown hero Palm. Yep, they've lost a lot of games, but they won a lot early, and they're riding that Creighton win, aren't they?
They're riding that Creighton win, and they're riding a win over New Mexico.
Yep.
They're riding a win over UNLV,
San Diego State,
and San Diego State,
Yep.
and Boise State, and Utah State, just like the Lobos.
So I'm going to echo JJ, and I'm going to say what you said in a different voice and maybe a different way. But
Then people might listen.
Well, I sometimes you just need to hear it differently, but you may not hear it anyway. And to the texter, I don't disagree with you initially. And my feeling a lot has been, wow, how are they still at 7? And JJ's been ringing this bell, and I think he's right. You are now, as a league, being afforded some of the same luxuries that you got angry about with the Big Ten, the SEC, the ACC over the years. That if you lose a game in your league, you don't slip dramatically. And Colorado State, if you look over the years, right, they are right now 7th place in this league, and they are 7th seed. And that's what I know in the past you've gotten so angry, and I have, certainly, about teams, why is Auburn in 7th place in the SEC, but yet they're getting a 6th seed, a 7th seed? What kind of crap is that? Look at their record. They're 9-7 in their league. The Mountain West has now gotten that respect. And you fought like hell for it for years, and I don't know if it's going to last forever. But JJ, you pointed this out the other day, and you're right. And so for a fan, and I'm going to assume a fan, and so, to the person who sent this text, I don't, on the surface, I don't disagree.
They didn't lose any bad games.
Right.
Their losses are to good teams. They have fantastic wins. It's not, they beat Creighton, and do you see where Creighton is in the rankings right now? 11 in the net.
And they're a 3 seed.
Colorado's 31 in the net. That's a really good win.
They beat Colorado.
And then they beat Washington. Washington's 71 in the net.
They beat
That's
New
a
Mexico,
bunch of top 100
29.
wins.
They beat number 29. They
So,
beat number 18 or whatever.
Having losses against really good teams, why should they fall off the map?
Yeah, and they've got wins to go with it. You've got to win games. So that's why. And so to the texter, like I said, I'm like, yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I've been thinking the same thing. But your league has now been given some respect, something that you've been screaming for years. And I would suggest, and I'm coming around too, enjoy it, because I don't know if it'll last forever, but, and I mean, am I wrong? There's been years, Indiana's 9-9, and why are they a 6 seed? Well, look what they did. Look who they lost to. Look who they,
because right? it still is. It's a season.
It's a body of work, Connor. It's a body of work.
Yeah, it's not bad to go just 9-8 in a good conference if you have a really good overall record. And Colorado State is still 21-9.
Yeah, and so that's why it is. But to the text, look, and thank you for the text. 100%. I was right there. I'm like, they got to start winning some games, don't they? They're going to play themselves out. They're not. They're going to win. Their last game. And by the way, they could jump up to the 6th seed, and the Lobos could fall to 7. That could happen. And then
because if you feel that way about Colorado State, then the Lobos should not be in the tournament right now.
They're kind of the same team as what you're telling me. Without
if you think all these other teams should be dropping, then the Lobos should be on the outside looking in, and maybe that's the way you feel. But I don't feel that way right now. I think the Mountain West is in a really good spot. There's a reason that it's not just the people inside; it's the people outside of the conference that are watching, saying, "Man, this is really good basketball. This is exciting." There's 7 teams that could show up in Las Vegas and win it because they deserve to be in this conference.
Enjoy it, and you know what it is? It's a bit of an inferiority complex, right? It's almost kind of the New Mexico "we're not good enough" complex, where all these years you've been told you're not good enough. All these years you've watched it. Well, the Pac-12 must be better. JJ, I'm credentialed for the Pac-12 tournament in the Mountain West. I'm going to spend way more time in the Mountain West because I think that tournament's going to be better. Right?
I agree with
Vegas next week. Absolutely. The Mountain West is better than the Pac-12.
I probably want to go get a look at Arizona. Then after that,
that's right. But the
maybe see Washington State.
The Mountain West is better. They just are this year. Now, are they every year? No, but they are. And it's what you've been yearning for all these years. And it's almost like, wow, we got it. Do we deserve it? Are we good enough? Now, I sure as hell hope they win some games in the tournament. And there's going to be a lot of 7, 8 seeds, those mid seeds. Every game's going to be tough. You're going to need, your higher seeds, 5s, the San Diego States, the Utah States to win a couple games. Can Richard Pitino beat his dad? I'm almost on that train. I've almost accepted that's going to happen, by the way. You know that? All right. How was, were you guys there for the reception? What'd you think of the senior day reception for Mashburn and House? I thought it was right. I thought it was what it was. I mean, it was the warm, welcoming, loving, everything it should have been, the appreciation for senior night that Jamal Mashburn Jr. and Jalen House deserve.
I thought it was good both ways. The energy from the fans in attendance, you could really see it meant a lot to Jamal Mashburn.
Yeah,
like you could see it all night long. Like it really kind of like hit him towards the end that it was the final time he's probably going to play. I really got that sense. I know everyone says he could come back, but it felt like that was a due taking in the moment, which maybe you could always take it in again.
Mm-hmm.
But like I just watching Jamal Mashburn in the pregame ceremony, the way he played, and when they subbed him out at the end to get that final standing.
How about the
ovation.
relationship he's got with Sebastian Porcelain?
Look at those.
It's and they're roommates, and it's so special.
It's your new buddy comedy.
Yeah.
Forsling and Mash.
It's did you see when Forsling got knocked to the ground, the first two guys were there to pick him up? It was Mashburn and House who came off the bench to pull Sebastian Forsling off the ground. I thought that was one of my favorite moments of the night. I thought the ovations were great. I thought they're what they should be, and I agree with you. I thought that those two young men enjoyed the moment and basked the moment as they should have, and they deserve that moment. I will stand by this, and we'll see where Lobo basketball goes over the years. But I will stand by Jamal Mashburn and Jalen House are the two guys, along obviously with their coach, who brought Lobo basketball back. And whatever back means to you, to me, back means relevant, to where you give a damn, to where you are lighting up the phones on every conversation we have. And I don't have a phone line to go to or to offer you because you're full, because you're passionate about a win or a loss or the tournament, or you're filling up that arena again. That national talking heads are talking about New Mexico, that they are in the conversation, that they are in everybody's bracket or just outside all year long, that they are in the national rankings. To me, that's what back means. Now, are they in the NCAA tournament yet? They are not. They may be or may not be a week from Sunday. But I will stand by it. And again, this isn't me saying they're the reasons the Lobos were ranked this year or the net is. That's a full team. But that was a the last 3 years that those guys, when they came here and committed to this program, when this program was not good, when that building was not popping, and they came here and stayed for 3 years in a era of instant transfer, of instant gratification, of I'm going to go somewhere. Well, Jeff, they already used their NCAA transfer. You guys have watched multiple transfers all around college sports. You know they could have gone. And so that's why I will stand by those two young men are responsible for bringing Lobo basketball back. And Dent and Toppin and whoever may take it to the next
foundation.
Level. 100%.
You bought the property, and you're like, this ain't too bad. What can we do to make it better? And then that's the recruiting classes of the last couple of years.
Yeah. And that's why I was glad they got that night last night. And I hope they they have a run. I think, like I said, and I really like those two young men. I really like them. As much as and I'm not going to sit here and pretend we're boys, right? I mean, the time I've spent with those two young men, and you're going to go, oh, House is this, whatever. Honestly, House one-on-one is awesome. I mean, I really like it. And Mash, what you see is the tip of what he is. Respectful, cerebral, bright, thoughtful, well-spoken. I mean, everything you want to represent your program is what Jamal Mashburn has been. Oh, by the way, he led the conference in scoring last year and was first team all-league. So I'm glad they got their moment. The feeling. What was your sense in that place? I mean, I didn't feel that anybody was there to not love on those guys.
And that is it's what I expected last night, which was good energy from a strong crowd. 8:30, final home game of the season. Respect for House and Mashburn, and then with the win, I figured we'd get back to the right conversation.
Yeah.
It's just
Yep.
understanding what this team has to do basketball-wise. This gives themselves a chance to compete at Utah State, but to be able to go to Las Vegas next week with the right mindset, they're trying to get a couple more neutral site victories, add to that resume, so they can be on the right side on Selection Sunday.
All right, want to hear from you at 505-246-0610. I got a lot of correspondence I'm going to that's come in already, both on the text line, 505-246-0610, and on the email, jeff@sportsanimalabq.com, jj@sportsanimalabq.com. Get that to you as soon as we return. Jerry Palm will be with us in an hour, CBS sports bracketologist, and we'll walk through his latest bracket that came out this morning. I've told you about Dr. Stephen Coleman and my experience with Dr. Coleman and how he's become a friend over the years. So it's been 20 years since I had my LASIK. I wear reading glasses now just because that's progression. But I still don't need glasses or lenses or anything to live my life. How bad was it? I mean, I couldn't read the teleprompter. When I was anchoring the news, I needed contacts to read the prompter. And I was doing the morning news, getting up at 3 a.m, getting in at 4. It was miserable. And then, with allergies, it sucked. And so I went to see Dr. Coleman. I had a pretty high degree of astigmatism. Had the surgery at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, opened my eyes immediately. And when I tell you immediately, it's exactly what it was. I saw the difference. I anchored the news the next day without lenses at 5 o'clock in the morning and haven't worn them since. If you are struggling with contacts, glasses, or just tired of wearing them, or thinking about LASIK, as Dr. Coleman has told me, it's gotten even better over the years. The cutting-edge technology that he uses, he's played a huge role in developing. And it's used here in New Mexico and around the country. It was developed at Sandia Labs, and patients come from all over to have Dr. Coleman do their LASIK because he is the best. He's been doing this his whole career. Dr. Stephen Coleman at Coleman Vision. And so who's there? It's you and me, man. It's regular people. It's firefighters and police officers and nurses and just people who want to live a better life. You can hear their stories here on the Sports Animal all month. You can go to ColemanVision.com and take a look. Make an appointment. If you're thinking about it, go get it done, man. Honestly, not a lot of things change your life. It's changed my life for the better. Call, make an appointment. It's 505-821-8880, 505-821-8880, or online at ColemanVision.com.
Heavy.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet.
Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
So I'm not gonna lie, I thought this as well. Toby just sent me a text. It says, my guess is Mash plays another year somewhere, as his dad would have been there if it was his senior night. I thought that, but then again, I don't know what his dad had to do. I mean, there could be plenty of reasons why his dad wasn't there. His dad's been at many, many, many games, right? Did you think that at all? Because that did cross my mind.
Not necessarily. I just assumed well, if it was the last one, I guess you could try to make it work. But who knows?
You never know what's happening, right? Everybody's got stuff. All right, let me give you some of these text line. Jerry has 3 Mountain West teams in the West bracket. Yikes! Yeah, and that's where they're gonna be mixed up. They're not all gonna be together, but if there's 7, you're gonna have to double up somewhere, right? Or if there's 6 or there's 5, you got to double up somewhere. There's only four sides. He has 3 Mountain West teams in the West. Yikes! Looking at the bracket, though, great opportunity for San Diego State to make the Final Four again. That's from Travis. And the way Jerry's got it, they would have Louisiana Tech in the first round. Play the BYU Grand Canyon winner, and both those teams already beat San Diego State this year. And then on the other side is Tennessee, Boise State, and Texas. So, okay. I mean, if you look at I don't even really necessarily look at the matchups when I go through those. He says, where does UNLV get slotted if they're a bid stealer? Where does UNM get slotted if UNLV is a big stealer? If UNLV bid steals, if they win, I think they get an 11.
Yeah.
There's Mountain West champion, but a team that was on, I think they get an 11. And if UNLV steals a bid, it could be New Mexico's. I think New Mexico would have to make a run at least till Friday to the semifinals if UNLV wins the tournament.
Yeah, I could see them actually getting an 11 or 12 and being actually in.
That's where it is. It'll be an 11 or 12. They wouldn't be in the play-in. Yeah, the play-in games are for the teams that are one bid league champions and for the last 4 at larges. So UNLV would get slotted in the bracket somewhere as an 11 or 12. This one says, I was excited when Mash and House signed with UNM, and they did not disappoint. They were the perfect pair to come and bring the Lobos back. I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. This one is from Lobo Hobo. This is on the email machine. It says, the relief was palpable among the Wise Pies crowd as Lobo basketball crossed the finish line. You could almost hear a collective sigh coming from that build, Jeff. It's from Lobo Hobo. Yeah, I get it. Like, as much as I expected that last night, there was a piece of me that wanted to see how they respond.
Oh, of course.
You know, Richard Pitino talked about the tightness in the second half against Air Force. He talked about it this week. I mean, what I didn't think was possible became possible against Air Force. And so, yeah, I think everybody felt it. This one's from Dan. It says the ODNIL. I'm confused how this works. What if the Cumulus honchos want to keep Jeffrey and Juan Jose happy, but the head of the NIL decides, with the history of burning through producers, it's more important to keep Darius Carlton around? Who prevails? Basically what he's saying is who has the power? The coach or the guys running, the people with the money, the running collective? No, I mean, obviously,
still to be determined.
Darius Carlton's way more important to the show than you or me. I'm well aware of that.
I'm very much like Russell Wilson now. The only reason people are interested is because I make no money.
Because you're cheap. He's on a franchise-friendly contract. Yeah. Is that right?
the only reason I'm still around.
That's such crap. That's not true. I mean, it might be true that I don't know what you make, but I think you're pretty damn good, dude. You're better than Russell Wilson. I'll take you over Russell Wilson any day, and I'll pay more. Like I'd pay. It's what he's asked. The question he's asking is really, really interesting, and you would hope it works in concert. But who's got the say on players? If a coach, coach says, "Oh, we want this guy," and the NIL guy controlling the money says, "No, I want to pay that guy." I'd like to believe they work together. I don't know the answer, but I know the old saying is money talks, BS walks, right? So I don't know if you're referring to anybody in particular. I don't see. I think we all know on the on the list of players available to come back. I think we all know what the priorities need to be, right?
Yes, we do.
I mean, there's 2, 3. Well, there's 3 guys, and you decide if Toppin or Dent are number 1 or number 1A, or who's 1, who's 2. But those are the 2 guys at the top of your list. You want to keep True Washington here as well. Now, if Nelly and MASH want to play another year, from what I understand, and I've heard this from many, many places, MASH is not taking NIL money. Well, you're getting a huge break with MASH. All right? If he wants to come back, you welcome him. And then, does Nelly want to come back? Does Amsil want to come back? You figure it out. But am I wrong? I mean, the top of this thing, you figure out what does Dent need, what does JT need? Because if you can build a core around them next year, you're going to be really good again.
Yes.
Yeah. Ron says NCAA hot take. Jeff, Lobo basketball. Is this a hot take? Lobo basketball needs to win in Logan and make the finals. So they need to win in Logan and make the finals, or it's NIT time. If they lose in Logan, it's all about the auto bid. It's from Ron. I don't think they need, if they win in Logan, I just think they have to win on Wednesday, and I think they're in the tournament. Because then if they lose on Thursday, it would be a quad 1 loss. It's going to be to Boise State, San Diego State, Nevada, somebody like that. If they win in Logan and get this quad 1 win and beat the team who's going to probably be the 1 seed, I think it pushes them over the top. If they lose in Logan and lose on, beat San Jose State or Fresno State or whoever they're going to play, it would be San Jose State or Air Force, and then lose on Thursday, man, all of a sudden you're queasy on Sunday.
In that,
which scenario?
So the first scenario, they win their next 2 games.
Yeah.
I think they're in NCAA.
I do too. That means they win in Logan and win on Wednesday in the playing game.
If they lose Saturday against Utah State, win their first game, lose their second game, it's not going to be a fun selection Sunday.
What if they lose in Logan, win on Wednesday in the play-in game,
win on Thursday,
and then beat whether it's Boise State, Nevada, or San Diego State on Thursday, and get to the semifinal, and then lose in the semifinal?
I think in that scenario,
you're back on the bubble.
They're
right?
back in the first 4.
Okay.
And you're just keeping your fingers crossed that multiple bubble teams don't get hot next week, and because that's the hardest thing to talk about is what you can do is lay out scenarios like we just did, but those scenarios play out on a daily basis for everyone else.
Just got a text from Rob. He said, any word on when the Lobos will be playing in Vegas? So, no. It will either be, if they lose at Utah State and there's a scenario with Colorado State wins, they could be in the 7-10 game. That'll be at 1:30 Vegas time, 2:30 here on Wednesday. If they end up as the 6th seed, where they are right now, they will play 4 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Mountain on Wednesday. And if they beat Utah State and Boise State beat San Diego State and they go up to the 5 seed, then they will play 2:30 on Thursday. So, no. I mean, as far as any word, no.
5, 6, or 7.
Yep, they're going to be 5, 6, or 7. It's literally, that up in the air. All right, 5:05. Oh, let me give you one more. This is from Rod. Craig Thompson did Lobo basketball and no favors, Jefferson, to finish Utah State. Hard place to play, tough to get to, and then have to turn around and short rest and head to Vegas. Clubs that are scheduled at home this weekend have a huge advantage of going to Wayne Newton. P.S. Remember, while in Sin City, you can drink water. So and I appreciate that, Rod. It's a good advice. JJ told me one trip, you can drink water.
Whoa. You don't have to, though.
No, you don't have to. He said can.
Okay.
Whoa. The concept. So there's a CVS right across the street, and I do go down there and load up on water. I do. You buy a bunch of those.
We all do.
Yeah.
That CVS is a popular spot.
You know that spot right there?
Quite well.
Yeah, buddy. I'll be there. I need buy shoelaces and water. Dude, no, you can't buy shoelaces anywhere. You know my issue with shoelaces? They're all snapping on me. You almost have to buy shoelaces on Amazon.
You have to go through a background check to get shoelaces.
It's unfreaking believable. Nobody's got shoelaces.
What do you need these
You
for,
go to a
sir?
shoe store. Well, we're not shoelaces.
They're in the shoes.
I went. Nordstrom Rack used to sell the shoelaces. Went there. No, we don't have it. What do you mean?
What? Where's your manager?
Dude, shoelaces are. I mean, you think I'm asking for a VCR player? Can I get a video cassette, VHS tape? What? Do you guys sell VHS? What?
I'm really surprised Nordstrom Rack didn't have it. They,
I know,
they always have random stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's been good. I know you're like Tony Romo, and you just slide into your Skechers, right?
Hey,
I know. Look,
these are UFOs.
Have you seen him over there?
They're UFOs.
He's got his UFOs.
Very,
He's like
very
Tony Romo with his with their UFOs.
Slide.
Maybe that's the answer. Right, 505-246.
I like you start as a kid, no shoelaces, and then as you get
then you
older,
become old
go
like
back
that.
to no shoelaces.
Become that freaking guy. I don't need no damn shoelaces, huh? I'm gonna bend over. What? I'm gonna hurt my back a little bit. What the hell are you talking about? All right, when we get back, hometown discount. Cowboys get a running back on a hometown discount? Maybe not. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
For surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet.
Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Sounds about right.
I got to find it because it was actually a pretty good one. I actually liked it. Darius Carlton. Darius Carlton's busy back there finding the news. All right. I don't know. What's the biggest story? You go, want me to go 1, 2, 3 or 3, 1, 2? Or what do you think's the biggest one? They're all pretty big.
They're all big, yeah.
All right. NBA fans, this is a big deal. Minnesota Timberwolves star. And if you are not familiar with the Minnesota Timberwolves, you should be, because the Minnesota Timberwolves are the #1 seed right now in the West in the NBA. They are the best team in the West and have the second best record in the NBA. Their star, Karl Anthony Towns, tore the meniscus in his left knee, out indefinitely. He's an all-star. He's been gathering second opinions over the last 24 hours, but he's averaging 22.1 points, 8.4 rebounds. He is a star. And if he is out, that changes the entire dynamic of the West, because one of these play-in teams, whoever gets through the play-in is going to get the Wolves in the first round, and all of a sudden, damn, you're the Lakers, you're the Warriors, you get through, and you got a whole nother story.
Such a bummer for Minnesota to have this occur right now, because it's going to cost them probably the rest of the regular season, and you're going to have to go on a deep playoff run for Minnesota ever to think about by getting Karl Anthony Towns back on the court. They're still going to be heck of competitive because Anthony Edwards is fantastic. Rudy Gobert playing as much defense as he can inside. But it changed you. It goes from, hey, can Minnesota be a Western Conference Finals contender to just what you said.
Can they win a series?
If they go up against the Lakers or Warriors.
Or the Suns. Or I mean, look at the team. Look at who's in the play-in right now. The Suns are a half game above the line. Sacramento, Dallas, Golden State, the Lakers, or the Suns.
You're going to take all those teams over Minnesota.
As the 1 seed. Now they will fall out of the 1 seed. They will fall down to maybe the 3, right? That you figure they fall, maybe even 4. They fall below the Clippers. But yeah, this is real. All right, how do you guys feel about this? Bronco fan. Broncos are releasing their star safety, Justin Simmons. He's been with the club 8 years. Ian Rappaport, the NFL Network, reported this morning. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler. He was set to count $18.25 million against the salary cap. He is now a free agent. Thoughts? I see you shaking your head. This one bums you out, huh?
It really does. Sean Payton is now the face of the franchise because they just got rid of the real face. And I don't know. It's a tough spot because the Broncos feel lost right now.
Do I get a feeling, and Jen, I want your thoughts on this, but you guys are Bronco fans. I get a weird feeling, and it may not be in 2 years. It may be this year. Bronco fans are just going to turn on Sean Payton.
Yes.
You are right about that.
The Broncos, what has happened over the last 3 years is they felt that
they were a quarterback
away and then a coach away. Because the first year with Russell Wilson, Nathaniel Hackett was bad. That was a bad situation for everyone. And so Denver's like, well, we got the quarterback. Now all we need is the coach. And Sean Payton cost that team a first-round pick.
Just to get him. They had to give up a first-round pick to get his rights.
And he wasn't coaching. Right. With the Saints. He was just sitting back, chilling, waiting for someone to do that. And they bring in Sean Payton, and no one realized, you know what, this franchise is further away than they thought they were. They weren't just a quarterback away.
The day he got there.
they're further away now because there's more holes on the roster. It's a team that, with Sean Payton, you bring him in to fix Russell Wilson. Well, he didn't, and he moved on. But this isn't a, hey, we're close, we just got to get it right at quarterback. That's not the case at all for Denver. And then you're losing the leader on that team. Like the one person in the organization that could be the face of the franchise just for that city, for that team, as DC mentioned in interviews, the character is Simmons. And he's gone. And you have Sean Payton, who's it's all about winning now. There's nothing in Denver that says win right now. It's not even Bo Nix, Michael Penix. Even if you get it right at 12, this team has a lot of work.
All right, Bronco fan, get in on this because I want your thoughts. When we come back, I don't know when the last time you bought a pay-per-view was, but I think you're buying this. He will be 58 years old, was the most feared man on the planet. The other guy's 27 in his prime and has been beating dudes up on YouTube. They're going to fight like each other in the ring at the same time. And I'm going to buy it. And I think you are too. What is it? Who is it? How is it? It's the opening drive, and you want it. Next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet.
Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Remember when we were having the conversation a few weeks ago? Well, yeah, they're not playing any close games. They're beating everybody and beating them handily. And
missed those days.
Kind of how that. Well, you got one last night, senior night, and a good one. We're going to get into that, but I got to give you this because we were just talking about it before the break. And a couple of breaking news items this morning. If you're just joining us, Karl Anthony Towns, Minnesota Timberwolves cat, the number one seed in the NBA's Western Conference right now is Minnesota. Torn meniscus, out indefinitely. That's a big deal. Broncos have released their safety, Justin Simmons, who's been there 8 years. He's a salary cap casualty. And then there is this, boys and girls. When was the last time you bought a pay-per-view? And I'll even narrow it down. Not an MMA pay-per-view. When was the last time you bought a boxing pay-per-view?
It has been a while. I'm thinking it probably would have been in the 2000s, but I mean, we're talking 15 or more years.
Almost 2 decades ago. You? I mean, it's been a long time, right?
I think it was Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather.
Oh,
so not even like
there you go. That was definitely
and that was
a title fight.
All right. Well, that's kind of what this is going to be, right? I mean, it's going to be a circus. What's the date on this? It's going to be July 20th. It's going to be on Netflix. So if you have Netflix, you get it. Might not even have to buy it, right?
I think that might be the case.
Good for Netflix, man. You ready for Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson? Wait, what? Yeah, Jake Paul, the YouTuber who's turned prize fighter, and Mike Tyson, formerly the most feared man in the world, are going to meet as opponents in what they're saying will be the most polarizing spectacle yet of the recent crossover boxing craze. Everybody thinks they can box.
You would really have to have a lot of confidence in yourself if you think you can box Mike Tyson.
All right, so Tyson's 58. Tell me again who's undefeated? Like, he's not Mike Tyson of his 20s. Now, I still want no part of him. Please don't get me wrong. I want
so you're
no
telling
part.
me
no, that's
I
not
challenge Jeff stepping in the ring with Mike Tyson right now.
I'm not.
Oh.
All right? And you said to me, Tyson's going to kill him. And my initial was, yeah, he is. And then I just started thinking, dude, Tyson's 58. This dude is an animal in its own right, and he's going to be 27, 26, 25, 24, what is that, 27?
Tyson is the scariest 58-year-old
ever
on the planet.
All right, fair enough.
I'd go as far as saying I wouldn't fight Mike Tyson if he was 75.
I'm right there with you. But I'm not Jake Paul. I am so totally intrigued right now.
It's interesting because Tyson was actually talking about Jake Paul being a quality boxer and, a quality opponent just a few months ago. So it's obvious this was building up.
This is the promoter, the co-founder of MVP, which is Most Valuable Promotions. This is Nakisa Bedarian. Quote, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson is a once-in-a-lifetime dream matchup, and I anticipate it will be the most watched boxing event in modern boxing history, end quote. I do not doubt it. Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation will sanction and regulate combat this. I'm not sure how they're going to deal with it. I don't know if it'll be a pro fight or an exhibition. I don't think you care, do you? I don't know if it's 2 rounds or 10 rounds, or I have no idea. All I know is I'm in. I am so totally in. And let me tell you something, okay? You're going to think I'm crazy for a minute, but I think you're going to come around to my side. This is Tiger Woods kind of stuff, right? Why do you guys watch Tiger Woods? Why do we all watch Tiger? He didn't finish 2 rounds at Riviera, but we watch Tiger Woods because he's the greatest we ever saw, and we don't know when we're going to get to see him again, right? Most of the people listening to this, I'm going to guess, didn't watch. Did you ever watch Tyson fight?
No.
Did
like
you?
When Tyson, the pay-per-views?
Yeah.
I was born in 88.
Yeah, so this is before you. You just know the legend of Tyson. Yeah. You've seen it all.
ESPN Classic.
Dude, when he, remember when he finished Spinks in 1:06 or whatever it was?
Oh, dude. Yes, I do. And was that in Memphis? If I remember.
I don't know where it was.
But either way, yeah, like he was just vicious.
Man. And then he bit off Evander Holyfield's ear. And I mean, the legend that is, like he's that legendary boxer of, I'm going to say, the last 2 generations. You can give me all the Floyd Mayweather stuff you want, and I don't know that I've got a great Floyd moment, but you've got a bunch of Tyson moments. Tyson is, and this is why I'm kind of comparing it to the Tiger thing. When are you ever going to get to see him again? Right? And every time Tiger goes out, well, I don't know, this may be it. And then he limps off the course, and all right, well, I'll watch him at the Masters, and we're all going to watch him. Dude, I never thought I'd watch Tyson in the ring again, and his 58-year-old self is going to go out there, and he's going to be a 58-year-old man, and he's not going to look like Tyson, but he is, if that makes any sense at all. And that's why we're going to watch this mess. You think I'm high on this?
Not at all. Mike Tyson sells. It's actually amazing. Have you watched his cartoon, The Mike Tyson Mysteries?
I have not.
I actually watched that because it's Mike Tyson, and it's a hilarious show, actually. You should check it out. But he's that guy. If his name's on it, I'm at least going to take a look at it.
Give me a crazier public life. I've said, and this is before you were here, I've said Alex Rodriguez has done maybe the best image overhaul of anybody I've ever seen, right? He is now the likable guy on Sunday Night Baseball. He was with J-Lo, and like he's kind of, he went from that despicable, I can't stand that arrogant, cocky, cheating SOB Yankee to, Alex is good. We like him. Tyson went through this coming up pit bull of a man from this horrible upbringing with Customato, went to prison for, it was a sexual assault crime, right? It was rape, right? And came out and is beloved. Right? He was awesome in the Hangover movie. He was awesome in Hangover. Wow. Right? I mean, is there another, give me a crazier public life story. And he's only 58, dude. Like, to your point, what's he going to be at 78? But, I mean, this kid, out of nowhere, the most insane must-see athlete on the planet at the time. He was. You had to see the Tyson fights. This was when boxing was still boxing, and he was dropping fools like Ronda Rousey was, right? And then he goes through the whole thing, and he marries Robin Gibbon, right? The actress. And then he divorces her, and they have their domestic violence issue. And then there's the deal with the, and all this is off the top of my head, but there was the pageant issue and the sexual assault charge in the trial, and him with the, remember him with the handcuffs, and he goes to prison and comes out, and he's beloved. Like, you got a crazier public life than him? I'm listening, man. I mean, it's bonkers. I'm watching this one. July 20th. I mean, tell me. Mike, you want to talk about Mike Tyson. What's up, Mike?
Hey, Tyson, man, it looked really rough there for a while. And I'm really happy to see that he landed on his feet at the twilight of his years. And you know what? This would be fun to see him go in there and do some damage. Second of all, what I'd like to find out is the TV package for the Mountain West. I mean, there's no doubt CBS got their money's worth this year in Fox Sports.
No doubt.
You know, yeah. And honestly, with all the TV exposure, you wonder how much that helps the seedings and, you know, letting people know how good the Mountain West really is. It would have been a hidden gem otherwise.
No, that's a great point. And you got to credit Craig, the former commissioner, Craig Thompson, and that group for getting a TV package. And it took a lot of guts to walk away from ESPN and to get this deal with Fox and CBS. And look, every Lobo game in the league except for the Wyoming game was on either FS1, CBS, or CBS Sportsnet. And that game was on the Mountain West Network. Every game, that was what, JJ, 17 out of 18 Lobo games were on national television. And it was a big deal for this league. And Mike, I agree with you more.
Hey, could I throw one more thing at you?
Yeah.
Hey, so as much as we worry about the porthole, what about the opposite view of that? What about the exposure of the Mountain West or the Mountain West teams, such as even like the Lobos?
Teams coming
the
in.
Players that are out there seeing freshmen start for this team, saying, hey, you know what, I'm a really good player, maybe have a shot at not just sitting the bench for 2 years, but actually giving us a good good for level fours or
Let me
whatever.
give you the other
start
side of the
four-star
portal, Mike.
players.
The other side of the portal is guys coming in. Look, Lucas, the guy from the scorer for Nevada came from Oregon State, right? I mean, Jalen House came from Arizona State. Jamal Mashburn came from Minnesota. The other side of the portal is guys, yeah, you're losing guys, but dudes coming in from quote-unquote power conferences that are becoming stars in this league and exposing themselves and getting great opportunities. So I think it works both ways. If you can walk away from the portal and say, yeah, we lost some dudes, but were we better off? What we brought in, was it better than what we lost? And if you say that more often than not, then you can handle the portal and you say we win.
I'm good with it. You know, if the guys want to stay and they want to play and they can handle the pressures of the pit, you know, you got a great fan base, man.
All right, Mike, great to hear you. Can I tell you my favorite part of that call? Because I might call it that now, the porthole.
That is actually perfect.
That's my favorite part of that. And it was a really good call, the porthole.
You know, I keep thinking about Mike Tyson, though.
Yeah.
I think it is The Hangover, because that was the first time you saw him do something funny.
He was funny as hell, dude.
He was so good. He's got the Tigers. He was great.
Yeah.
And then he went on to do Entourage a year later.
Yep.
So he would have been 42 when that came out. A couple years separated from his last boxing match. But it is interesting how he went from point A to point B.
Look at his public life, man. I mean, the drastic. And again, it'll show you that America, people will forgive if you are sincere, if you come off as sincere. Now, there's somebody out there saying, I hate that guy, he's full of crap and he's a rapist, and okay, all right, cool. But I'm going to tell you, the majority of people completely swung on it, and just go, wow, yeah, Mike Tyson. And there's people, you know, the Kobe thing, right? I mean, Kobe too went through it, and he came back from that, and right. He didn't go to prison. Mike went to prison.
I'm thinking of other public lives that you brought up, and one of the only ones I'm thinking of that's on that level is Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, but he never did anything.
He never went to jail that I'm aware of.
So, like, he never went to jail. Like for A-Rod, he never cheated the game, right? He never, I mean, did something to the point of got suspended for a whole season for steroids, right? He was just an outlaw guy. Like, he was just different with crazy colored hair and wore mink coats and dated Madonna.
Married himself.
And married himself.
And now he's hanging out in North Korea.
I mean, it is, you know, it's pretty crazy too. 505-246-0610. CBS Sports bracketologist Jerry Palm's coming up in 16 minutes. He'll be with us at 8:30 this morning. Numbers growing. The amount of people who are using International Protective Service in Albuquerque and Santa Fe to protect their homes and their businesses. Reality is, when something happens, the police aren't coming for hours if they come at all. IPS is there within 7 minutes or less if your alarm goes off or they see something on the cameras. You travel, you're gone, you work, you're not home all day, you're not at your business all night. There's nothing worse than getting there and finding out you've been a victim of a break-in. IPS is everywhere. You notice their officers at local stores, Walmarts, Targets, whatever. Their IPS makes a difference for them. They can help you too. They've helped me for years. I've trusted IPS for years. They have a team watching video cameras, monitoring alarms around the clock to secure your home and business, Cameras are known to discourage criminal activity. Look, your home is supposed to be a place of security. And if someone breaks in, it's devastating for that sense of security. And homes and businesses that are protected are far less likely to be targeted by bad guys. Call them. IPS can help you. 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com, committed to making Albuquerque better and safer to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Like and show that you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You don't get how often do you get to watch him? And because he's that dude. And I said, who's got a crazier public life story? Jeffrey said, consider George Foreman, another infamous to beloved figure, metamorphosis. He was hated, particularly during his buildup with Ali in 73 and 74, the Thrilla in Manila. Yeah, that's really good. Jeff said the movie Hangover helped show the humorous side of Tyson. I believe that is when women started liking him and his popularity took off. When he lost to Buster Douglas, to me, that proved to me that Muhammad Ali would have beaten Tyson in his youth. Ali always found a way to win. I don't disagree with any of that. I think it's actually really good. Text line 505-246-0610. I saw Tyson versus Frank Bruno in Vegas in 96 when Tupac got shot. Wow. Right then. That was 96. This one says Tyson versus Spinks was in New Orleans. Okay. Did not know that. This one says, I have to agree with you, Jeff. That's the dopest opening you guys have. I like that one too. Terry says, ask Jerry Palm what he thinks of the chance that UNM and St. John's meet in the playing game. Not that the committee thinks of this connection. I've been saying that all morning. I'm convinced that's how it's going to be. I just am. And this one says, without House and MASH, Lobo basketball would be irrelevant in March. Thank these boys along with Patino. It's good stuff, man. We having a party, one of our houses, like on the 20th of July, and we're watching this fight?
Yes, absolutely. That's a fantastic idea.
All right. I mean, either, hopefully I got some work done on the house by then, and,
We could do it at my place.
Yeah, well, we all got places, right?
We do.
You live on the west side, like way, way out there in like Cuba, right?
You live so far out there.
You live so far out there.
It's funny because it goes both ways.
Look at him. You and I have having this conversation for the last 13 years.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Actually, it's nice anytime I am invited to Jeff's house. With the family, we can make it like a day trip. We pack a lunch, so we stop for a picnic on our way there.
Chili drives, but you got to drive home.
Yeah.
It's best. You make sure you drive home now.
So when you are going from your place to Jeff's, where do you lay over? Yeah, because there's no direction.
Downtown.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, downtown.
Stop at Old Town, walk around a little bit.
Water.
Yeah,
because you can drink water. Yeah,
I'm still that's up for debate.
What is that? You can drink water?
Yeah, you can,
dude.
You don't have to.
I might have. Okay, the Vegas trips, like it's Vegas. Okay,
it's work fun,
and it's work. This show in Vegas is 6 in the morning. Okay, so we're up early. 6 in the morning in Vegas.
Work fun.
And by the way, I run into a few people that I might know who don't have to work at 6 in the morning.
Oh, that's the worst.
In Vegas.
Yep.
So JJ's like, you can't drink water. I'm like, I should have had a V8.
Definitely.
Does that make sense to anybody? I should have.
Oh yeah, you got to get your tomato juice and vitamins and everything. Got to get back on track.
Jerry Palm's got a new bracket out on CBS Sports. He's with us when we come back. We're the Lobos. And I'll ask him straight up, man. I'm going to tell him I'm convinced. It's Patino versus Patino in round 1. How's your car? I know, man. Mine too. I've been telling you, I will make the call soon. On the Spot Automotive Detailing comes out and details my vehicle, where I want it, when I want it. That means at the office. I'm busy. You're busy. We don't have time to take our vehicles somewhere, leave it, drop it off, get a ride back. You don't have to. On the Spot Automotive Detailing was voted best in the city because they know what it takes to keep your car in the best condition. And your car is one of your biggest investments. Protect it. Call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. Their ceramic coating, they have paint protection film. It works like magic. No more mud, no more dirt, no more water stains. Their protective layering will help prevent UV oxidation, which damages your car's paint. All of it is online. You can book and buy right there. Get all your info. It's OTSdetailing.com. It's OTSdetailing.com.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you Mad Man home, huh?
I got this, White. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet.
Does anyone need White's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, White.
Boom.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in, sure that you got my attention. CEO, baby, I give you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView.
0.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Well, all is good in Loboland for a minute. You won last night, 79-58, senior night in the pit. Jamal Mashburn Jr. with 19 points, and they snapped their first losing streak of the season. First time they'd lost consecutive games. Final game of the regular season in Logan. They'll play Utah State, who's playing for a straight-up claim of the Mountain West Conference regular season championship. It'll be senior night up in Logan as well. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. Jerry Palm's got a new bracket every day, man. And it gets out 7:52 in the morning Eastern time. I mean, dude's up all night long, no sleep. His hair looks impeccable when he's on TV. He's got a bracket out every day and still has a few minutes for us here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Good morning, Jerry Palm. How you living?
I'm doing all right. The toupee is in fine form.
It looks good, man. It's on the same play. I may try that actually. Hey, I'm looking at this thing. I am 100. So let me ask you first off: does the NCAA selection committee have a sense of humor?
Do they have a sense of humor?
Yeah.
Not usually. They're
right.
too tired.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's funny because people look at things like, bracket matchups and think, well, the committee did this kind of thing on purpose. And it's like, if you've ever done a bracket, first of all, it's highly regimented. There's a lot of rules when it goes to putting in the bracket together. So there's not a lot of flexibility usually to do the kinds of things that people talk about. And also, it's the end of a 5-day meeting. Everybody's a little punchy by then.
All that said, I am convinced if New Mexico gets into the tournament, right now, if they get in, you've got them in the first four in Dayton, that they will play St. John's, who is your first team out, and it'll be Richard versus Rick in Dayton on Tuesday or Wednesday in Dayton. I'm almost convinced of that.
Well, I mean, if that happens, it's a coincidence, but you'll never convince anyone otherwise. But for every kind of thing like that, where people think the committee, put stuff together, I can give you 10 times they didn't.
Sure. Like Quinnipiac playing UConn doesn't really matter.
What I particularly like is, well, this assistant coach used to work for this other team's head coach.
That's why they did it.
How the hell is the committee going to know that?
They don't. All right, I got a real scenario for you. We'll start right here at home, and I know you're watching it. So good win last night. I think if New Mexico beats Utah State tomorrow, I think they're in the tournament. Okay,
I would agree with that.
All right,
yeah, I'd agree with that.
I mean on Saturday. If they don't,
okay,
go ahead.
I was going to say, well, because that would be, their best win of the year.
Yes.
I mean and off their home floor, which has been a problem. I mean, they actually have, I don't know, like 8 or 9 wins off their home floor, but only one of them in the top 2 quadrants.
It was Nevada.
Nevada. So that's and that's a good win. But the thing that's one of the things holding them back, other than these stupid losses lately, is the fact that
there's not enough
better teams off their home floor has been a problem.
All right, if they don't win, so you figure they play in the play-in game at that point, they beat a Air Force or they beat a San Jose State. Do they have to win in the quarterfinal of Mountain West tournament? I know this is in a vacuum, and so I understand there's a lot of moving parts. But they would get a Boise State, Nevada, San Diego State, somebody like that in the quarterfinals. If they lose to Utah State, but get that one more quad one win, lose in the semifinals, I know that puts you right back where you are, right on that bubble in that first 4, right?
Yeah, well, not necessarily the first 4. If they can get a win over one of the other 5 in Vegas, then I think they're going to be. I would guess they're actually out of Dayton at that point.
Well, that's good. That's good.
But that's a guess because it always depends on what other teams do. Right. By the way, one thing you have to consider with my bracket that I don't know that other people are doing, like I know Mike DeCourcy does it, the guy from I've got Richmond and South Florida in my bracket.
Yeah.
Because they're the league leaders of those two leagues. Neither one of them is an at-large quality team if they don't win their league, if they don't win their tournament. And so, if Dayton wins the A-10 and Florida Atlantic or Memphis wins the American, Florida Atlantic in particular, I'm going to have two more at-large teams that I don't have in my bracket.
Which would be something, and that's why
I've got two bid Steelers currently in my bracket.
I think UNLV might be one. I'm watching them play, Jerry. I think UNLV or Nevada right now are the two best teams in the Mountain West, and I think UNLV they could win the damn thing.
I've had my eye on UNLV for a couple of weeks now at least. I've been thinking the same thing. It's like they get to play that tournament on their home floor, and the way they're going, they could win it. And that might steal. That would. I don't know if it would steal a bid or if they could get to at-large quality before they win the conference tournament. But that's definitely that would make maybe a seventh team if they don't knock New Mexico out.
He's Jerry Palm, CBS Sports. He's got a new bracket out this morning over on CBSSports.com.
Yeah, when you look at UNLV sitting on 3 quad 4 losses, if they were to win the Mountain West tournament, what kind of seed would they be looking at?
Bottom half of the bracket.
11, 12?
Yeah, maybe 10. I don't think they get as high as 9. I don't think they get that high. It would depend on who they at some level, it depends on who they play to win the conference tournament. Who did they beat to get there? Because obviously there are different paths. But, they're probably, I would say 10 or 11.
And you look at this league, and the team that no one thought was going to be at the top of it is Utah State. And you look at what they're doing; they're a 5 seed right now,
tremendous,
clinched to share the Mountain West regular season title. When you look at this story, how do you even explain it?
I can't. I mean, you know what? It's a great job by the coach to get the player. I mean, they lost everybody, right?
Everybody they had
on last
0 points. Yeah, 0 points came back.
0 returning points from last year. I mean, so you're in the transfer portal. You're recruiting, you've got to put together a team that has no chemistry because they just introduce themselves to each other and build that through workouts and whatever, and then you get into the season in a highly competitive league and go out and win it. Tremendous. National Coach of the Year material. No question.
That's right. I think that's right. And Danny Sprinkle's been tremendous.
Yep.
He's Jerry
I couldn't
Palm.
think of his first name, but I knew his last name.
Everybody does. And you know what's crazy about that? Their court, their on-court sponsors, Crumble cookies with the little sprinkles on. I mean, there's got to be a Danny Sprinkle cookie.
There's got to be.
He's Jerry Palm. He's a tremendous bracketologist, Carter. He's a tremendous bracketologist. He's here on the Sports Animal, Carter. I'm going to ask you a question that maybe is better for a week from now, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Every year, because it's really close to your heart, every year there's 2 teams, it feels to me, that I love going into the tournament. I love going in. I pick them deep in the bracket. I get burned. And every year I say I'm never picking them again, and I'm staring at it. I love Arizona and I love Purdue. Like, why is this year different with those 2 teams? Is it?
Well, I can tell you why Purdue's different. Everybody's better. Zach Edey is better than he was last year. You forget this is his 7th year playing basketball. He's still learning. But Braden Smith is much better, stronger, faster, shoots better with more confidence, looks for his shot, which is something Painter begged him to do almost all of last year. Fletcher Lawyer, stronger, better. Lance Jones, in addition to the team, is a senior transfer from Southern Illinois. Gives them speed, defense, ball handling, streaky shooter. This is just not the same. It's a lot of the same guys. It's not the same team.
So better, older, more mature.
Not just that. It's the focus. I mean, last year, they've owned it. They'll talk about it, whatever, But they have, as Painter said, we sat in that thing for 6 months. And, we talked about it. We've talked about, what we need to do to get better. Guys went out and did it. The determination, it's just the determination and the focus to make sure that kind of thing doesn't happen again on this team. And if you have any questions about that, they clinched back-to-back championships last weekend when they beat Michigan State. And then, so that's like Sunday, I think. And then 2 days later, they go to Illinois, the second-best team in the league, at their place, where Illinois is trying to get a share of that title, and Purdue beats them. And they beat them because they don't get too happy over a big win anymore. That's all the focus is on the next game until there is no next game. So and that's a big difference about this team as well.
You're bought in. No, obviously you're bought in. I got one on Gonzaga. So I think it might have even been a week ago. They were on your bubble, and they go up to the Bay Area, and they handle San Francisco and pumped St. Mary's. And I know I asked you this last week. They didn't have a bad loss. Like I looked at their losses, and it's UConn, and it's San Diego State, and it's Purdue.
They played, but Kentucky.
Yeah, and then I watch them now, and they look like Gonzaga. Like I don't know if they're going to be an 8. You've got them as I think an 8. They look like Gonzaga to me, and that to me, they look like a scary team come the tournament.
Yeah, I'm not buying it.
Why not?
I want to see more than one win.
Okay.
Before I get, that excited about it. And the problem is,
I mean, Kentucky and St. Mary's is pretty good, right? Both on the road at Kentucky at St. Mary's. That's 2.
Yeah. But I'm not ready to accept that this is a team that's making a deep run in the tournament. I don't trust them yet. I want to see them. I want to see them win this league, win the conference tournament, beat St. Mary's again, and then first of all, you're not going to be in an 8-9 game. But then I think we have something to talk about.
Excuse me, Jerry. When you look at the bubble teams right now, the Lobos, they're going to be looking at Utah, Colorado, Seton Hall, all the teams that are around. Which one of those teams is feeling good that you actually is on the upward trajectory of all these teams? Last 4 in, first 4 out.
Yeah, it's hard to say because a lot of these teams aren't there because they're on an upward trajectory. I guess Seton Hall because they won last night. They beat Villanova at home. But yeah, who's been probably of the teams that I've listed? You have to go into the first 4 out category and look at Iowa. Iowa's come on relatively strong here at the end of the year. Iowa's always. Iowa is what they are. They're going to shoot a bunch of threes. They're going to have to fend, and maybe we'll beat you if we shoot well enough. But lately they've been shooting well enough, and they're going to have to go into the Big Ten tournament and do something. I don't know what seed they're going to be yet, but that's a team that has been rising lately, while all of the others have been kind of muddling.
And where are you going to be next Thursday?
Here.
Where's here?
I'm in Connecticut. I'm sorry. I'm in Connecticut now. I've been in Connecticut since Tuesday for HQ. I'll be on CBS Sports Network Saturday, and again next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Selection Sunday. But otherwise, I'm here in Connecticut doing stuff for CBS Sports HQ.
All right, enjoy it. We're going to be in Vegas. I just think the Mountain West tournament is going to be terrific. Pac-12 should be fun, but I just this is one of those years that I just think it's going to be every game should be really, really good. So we'll talk to you from Vegas. We'll be in Vegas, Connecticut, on in Albuquerque. I love technology. We'll do that next week. We're reading you every day, and people are hanging on what you're doing. You're a tremendous bracketologist, Jerry Palm. He's terrific. Very, very good. He's a terrific author. Appreciate the time always. He's at JP Palm CBS. That's his X handle. Watch him every day now on all these CBS outlets. Read him every day, and we'll catch up with you a week from today. Same time, same bat channel. Thanks, Jerry.
All right, thanks.
All right, be well. He is Jerry Palm, and it's good stuff. So he thinks if the Lobos, even if they lose at Utah State, if they get to Friday, right, that means they beat Air Force or San Jose State on Thursday. They get through whoever it is on Thursday in the quarterfinals. That would be Boise State, Nevada, San Diego State, whoever it is. He thinks not only they get in, maybe they get off the Dayton line, which would be big.
It would be big. Those are neutral site wins. So
quad one.
That it's like road neutral home.
Well, and if you beat UNLV, it's a road win.
Yeah. So that could slide in there.
I'm still convinced they're playing St. John's in the first round in Dayton. Patino.
there for first four teams. There's only
and you
two
get
options.
And if there's two teams in the same conference, right? If it's Seton Hall and St. John's are both in, or they're not going to play against each other. So we're going to be in Vegas thanks to these sponsors who are making sure that we are there for you. It's Coleman Vision, perfect game. Airport parking, easier, quicker, smarter. DSI Document Solutions Incorporated, New Mexico. Boost your productivity and reduce your costs with DSI. Frontier Restaurant in Albuquerque, tradition for more than 50 years. And Enchanted Mechanical, the heating and cooling doctor. All right, I want to recap what Jerry said. There were a number of things in there about Purdue, the Mountain West, and Gonzaga. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM. At AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Sports Animal. All right, good stuff from Jerry Palma's got a new bracket out this morning every day. It says that if the Lobos, even if they lose in Logan, if they get a quad 1 win on a neutral floor on Thursday, that means they would have to get through Air Force or San Jose State in the first round on Wednesday, which we believe they will. If they get through a Boise State, a Nevada, San Diego State, a UNLV, a whoever is in front of them on Thursday, get to the semifinal, he believes not only do they get in, and I do too, that they may get off the Dayton line and get into the full bracket as a 10. It's interesting. We have to see how everything shakes out. And he talked about the American with South Florida, and he talked about the A-10 and some of those, are there bid stealers and things like that. But I thought that was interesting. And he also believes if they win Saturday, like I do, they're in. It's another quad 1 win. So we can get into it. All right, big news this morning. Jake Paul's going to fight Mike Tyson. 59-year-old Mike Tyson, 27-year-old Jake Paul, 58-year-old. Robert said, I'm 59. We had a caller, Robert, that said, that said, Tyson's in the twilight of his career. And I'm like, dude, easy. He's only 58. Robert said, I'm 58. I'm 59. Tyson's 58. Please do not call it twilight. LOL. I'm like, yeah, I caught that. In the twilight. This one's from John. He says, hey, Jeff, yeah, I remember that awesome title fight in Las Vegas, the MGM Grand Evander Holyfield versus Mike Tyson, the ear-biting round. Crazy, Mike. That was 1998, he said. Thanks, Jeff. Smell you tomorrow. You rock, bro. John in the Duke City. Thank you, John. Appreciate you. James is in on Gonzaga. He says, Jeff, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid Jerry Palmer is serving on the Zags. So you're not buying, James isn't buying the Zags. I'm going to tell you what Gonzaga looks like Gonzaga to me. And I'm on the other side of the fence with Jerry on this. I did see 2 victories, dude. I mean, he said I need to see more than one. They went to Rupp Arena and won, didn't they?
They did.
Then they went to St. Mary's and ran them out of their gym, right?
Gonzaga is a tournament team. Gonzaga does not have as high of a ceiling as some of the other teams they've had.
I don't think they're a Final Four team. We lost to Purdue, to Washington, to UConn, to San Diego State, St. Mary's. I mean, and it feels like they got it together. All right, when we come back, you're going to hear what Richard Pitino had to say after the win last night. Just his thoughts on the win, his thoughts on the seniors, bringing the pit back, what this senior class meant. 9:30, Ron Patel, president, New Mexico United. They open their season on Saturday. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, DC, and UC, because I see what you see here on the C, the OD, in the AM, on 95.9 FM and AM 610 TSA. That's the sports animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Murcia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Seriously? You expect me to drive while you aren't wearing seatbelts?
What's the worst that can happen?
Seriously? Buckle up.
Okay.
Thank you.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear.
A sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Senior night at the Pit last night, final night for you to go out and enjoy Lobo men's basketball in University Arena this year. Good night for the Lobos. 13,140 of you were there. Lobos beat Fresno State 79-58 on senior night. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, and DC. Text line's open. It says, who has more pressure in that Saturday game coming up? The senior night, everything on the line, Utah State, or just go play Lobos? Who's got more pressure? So I'll lay it out for you. Utah State is in the tournament. They're playing for a outright conference championship. They cut down nets if they win. They're the number one seed in the conference tournament. They're playing for better seeding in the NCAAs. Or New Mexico, who's flat out on the bubble. And if they win that game, I mean, I think that puts them over. I think there's more pressure on New Mexico.
It's the Lobos, no doubt.
It says, should say just play Lobos. I think the Lobos have a lot to play for. I don't know that this is a just play game. I think there's a lot to play for as they go up there. All right. This was a good win last night. This isn't your greatest win ever. This is one that just stopped the bleeding, right? Go out and beat a team. DC, we're going to listen to Richard Pitino here, and just to go out, get the effort on senior night. It's the first time all year New Mexico had lost consecutive games. They lose to Air Force. They had to sit on it for a week. They lose to Boise State. Come back and win this game. And this is Richard Pitino just on the win last night.
I thought we played great. Fresno has been playing close games. They had Utah State beat. They played well versus Nevada. So we didn't take it for granted. Our guys were ready. They competed their butts off. I thought they got better in the second half for sure. And just did a great job all around. So it's a great senior night. Anytime you can send those seniors off the right way is great.
All right. It was a good senior night. And JJ, look, they'll take nothing for granted, this group, the rest of the way, because they probably took Air Force for granted and got bit.
Absolutely. It was, what's it going to be after the fact? It was hard to see a quick turnaround because you're going on the road against Boise State, a team that's a really tough matchup for the Lobos. But then in that environment, home teams should win at home in this league. This is kind of what we've seen. But to come back off that and just handle them, like it was never in doubt. There were never any moments you're like, oh no, here they come. As the Lobos jumped out, had a double-digit lead, built on that in the entire game, kept it consistent. What you wanted to see.
All right, you mentioned senior night. Jamal Mashburn Jr., Jalen House, along with Jamal Baker and Isaac Mushila were honored last night. And I've said this before, and I'll stick by it. I believe House and Mashburn were or are the two guys who brought this program back, and whatever back means to you. I'm not saying they're the biggest reasons that they're 20, whatever they are in the net this year. It isn't about this year's team. It's about the last 3 years they poured into this program. That's what I mean. And Richard Pitino was asked on the postgame show, and this is all courtesy of the UNF Sports Radio Network. This was on the postgame show with Robert Portnoy and Hunter Green last night. Richard was asked his thoughts on what the seniors meant to the program.
We came here, we were 303 in the net, and now we're top 30 in the country. They came to New Mexico sight unseen. We were not allowed to have visits because of the pandemic, and they came here off of a Zoom, and they trusted, they believed in us. I'm not going to say we're back by any means, but they have absolutely gotten the train back on the tracks. And the attendance has been amazing. I heard we were top 25 in the country, and so much of that is a testament to Jalen House and Jamal Mashburn.
I'll say they're back. I'll say they're back. And if back means the NCAA tournament, then okay, fine, you're not back yet. But yeah, they're back to being relevant. They're back to having this passionate fan base. They're back to having this town buzzing again. They're back to having national talking heads have them in their mouths on a regular basis in a conversation. They're back in every one of these bracket projections, whether it's in or first four out. Are they back in the NCAA tournament yet? No, they're not back there. But by every other measure, JJ, they're back.
Back, baby.
I mean, it
is. It's the caring, the energy, the attendance, the swings, the emotions, you name it, it's there.
The pit's back too. I don't think that's arguable. Is it back to where it was? All right, maybe not all the way. Like it was legendary, and when it was 18-18 and all that stuff. But again, the pit was popping this year. The sellouts, the crowds, the late night games, everything. And Richard was asked about the building itself and where that is, because I think that's a big sell, and he uses it as a big sell in recruiting players to this program.
They run a lot of stuff that keeps both their bigs low, and
the right
sometimes
one?
they get you helping. And
yeah, that was 3, I think. There's cut number 8. Yeah, sorry, cut number 8. And so, but you've heard Richard talk a lot about it, JJ. The building. This is what brought him here. The building. The place.
The building is fantastic. It's a Wednesday night at 8:30. You're playing Fresno State. Well, it's not a marquee opponent.
Not a good one. Yeah.
And there's 13,000 people in the building. Like, there's no what if. What it is. One of the best basketball venues in the entire country. One of the best basketball fan bases in the entire country. Yeah, cool. One time there's 18,000 people in the building. It doesn't take away from, but it still can be right now.
No doubt about it. And we had to get this win. Let's go see if we can get a tough one on the road. Still got conference tournament and beyond. So after 30 games, 22-8, 10-7 in the league, pretty darn good, especially when the league has been as good as it's been all year.
Yeah, I think all that's right. I think it's all right now. There's so much laying in front of you. Hondo says nervous Lobo fans, Jeff. Lobo basketball will have the advantage of knowing exactly what they will have to do when they step onto Merlin Olsen court, since the Aztecs play on Friday. If they get locked in, because let me preface this. If San Diego State loses to Boise State on Friday, and the Lobos beat Utah State, New Mexico would leapfrog San Diego State to the 5 hole. San Diego State would drop to 6. New Mexico would get the bye, and San Diego State would have to play on Wednesday. So what he's saying, if the Aztecs, he says, if the Lobos get locked into the play-in game, I mean, San Diego State wins on Friday, does Pitino try to save some team? Or does he beat the bleep out of Lobo basketball, hoping a win in Utah is enough to cure, see what he did there? Cure a spot in the bracket. No, he tries to win, because if you beat Utah State, the big goal now is to get in the NCAA tournament, isn't it? You try to
if you are a bubble team, and let's just say they're like, you know what, guys, let's worry about Las Vegas and not try to win this game, your season's done. You can't flip switches like that at this point in the season. You can't just say, hey, we're going to coast, probably not play my starters the amount of minutes they should play in this game because they need to be fresh for Vegas. You got to go play basketball. Play to win the game. Bubble team has to win that game.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. So, I mean, to your question, even if they could be locked into the 6th spot by the time they go to bed on Friday night, and they play on Saturday. If San Diego State wins in Boise, wins at home against Boise State on Friday, the Lobos are locked into either 6 or 7. They're locked into a play-in game. They're playing on Wednesday. But, JJ, 100%, I'm with you. You play to win the game in Logan. Because if you win in Logan, I think it takes off a ton of the pressure on what you have to do in Vegas. Right. If you beat Utah State on the road, I think you're in the tournament, assuming you don't lose on Wednesday in the play-in game. So, yeah, you go and go secure yourself down. It's a team you beat by 18 in your place. You I had a conversation with someone in the program yesterday who feels that they're going to go up and beat Utah State. Why? Matchups. They feel that New Mexico feels that they match up better with Utah State than maybe a Boise State, right? Who swept them. maybe even a UNLV. They beat them by 18 points in the pit. It's a team you did handle. It's not completely out of the realm of possibility. And was it you? No, it was the person I was talking to yesterday. I thought they had a better chance of winning in Boise. If you said, are they going to win in Boise or Logan? I thought Boise was a better opportunity. The person I spoke with yesterday said, no. I mean, way better matchup with Utah State. Who do you like? If I told you they were going to win one before, would you have thought they had a better chance in Boise or Logan?
I could see going in how you'd feel Boise State might be the better matchup, but it's the big backcourt, the things that the Lobos struggle with, is what Boise State brings to the table.
So you feel Utah State, they got a better opportunity to go in there and win?
I don't feel it's better.
Yeah, I think it's a tough, and everything they're playing for. I mean, everything that they're playing for, it's a really good team. 505-246-0610. When we come back, there's 3 big headlines this morning that you need to hear about. Mike Tyson's fighting again. He's getting back. Like, shut up. What? Mike Tyson's kid? No. That Mike Tyson. Not his kid, not his dogs, not his tigers. No. That Mike Tyson. And he's going into the ring against a dude in his prime. And you're going to watch. I know you are, because I am too. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The madness is... No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
The people who stepped up and made sure we're there. Airport parking, easier, quicker, smarter. Frontier Restaurant, an Albuquerque tradition for more than 50 years. DSI Document Solutions Incorporated, New Mexico. Boost your productivity and reduce your costs with DSI. Enchanted Mechanical, the heating and cooling doctor. And Coleman Vision, perfect game. JJ, Mike Tyson's getting back in the ring. July 20th, he's fighting Jake Paul. I haven't watched a bunch of Jake Paul. I've seen some highlights. I know he knocks the crap out of people. You initially said to me, Tyson's going to kill him. Tyson's 50.
He just has that aura. Even still, even you see him spar right now, there's a pop in that.
Yeah, there's a snap to it, yeah.
Scary.
Initial inclination. Who wins the fight? Jake Paul's 27 in his prime, yoked, knocks fools out. Mike Tyson's 58 in his prime. He knocked, past tense, fools out. What am I making of this, man? One's a professional boxer. The other one's, at this point, a professional boxer, right?
He's legit. He's had some good fights. I would never bet against Mike Tyson, though.
Dude. But Jake Paul never loses.
You're going to bet against Mike Tyson? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say that yet. I'm literally just processing all this.
Who do you think the favorite will be?
Paul. I gotta believe. Okay, Mike Tyson lost to Buster Douglas, for crying out loud. Well, that was 30-something. Yeah, I know. When he was in his prime.
He also describes his 3 years in prison as the three best in his life. So he's just wired different.
Look. I'm not arguing he is the baddest man on the planet. I'm not arguing that at all. When was the last time he got hit? There's something about have you ever been in a boxing ring?
No, but
all right, let me tell you something. And this go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
I can only imagine that's like every round's like playing a football game.
So I told you back in the day that those I challenged Jeffs, right? And I went around with a light heavyweight. His name was Max Heyman. He was a pro boxer. And I remember putting on the little headgear and the boxing gloves and hit the bag for a little while. And all right, I'm ready to go. Dude, the first time I got hit in the face, I'm like, whoa, that hurts. Then he came in, he broke my rib. Like every time you get hit, and I'm not telling you everyone's devastating, but it's like, boom, you're getting hit. It's like water's wet and getting hit hurts. I'd have to talk to a boxer, man. If you haven't got hit in 25 years, there's got to be something to that, doesn't there?
Sounds reasonable. I mean, 25 years is a long time to be removed from your sport. So the thing, though, is he's always training and sparring. You see him around it a lot. I got to think he gets in once in a while.
He's a bad MF. I got it. I see your head's...
Yeah, there's no... When you look at Jake Paul, we fought Nate Diaz, Anderson Silva, Tyron Woodley in boxing matches. But that's different. Like, if those guys are allowed to kick you, then they're going to be their most dangerous self, as opposed to just boxing Jake Paul, who's a big dude with power. And we've seen that. But it's just the name. And you're right on. Like, there's... Tyson is just one word.
Yeah.
You don't have to say Mike, you just say Tyson. And even at 58, even though we haven't seen this dude in a boxing ring, and you're not supposed to do this at 58 years old, the first thought in my head was like, I would be worried stepping in a boxing ring with this 58-year-old man.
I would too.
Even as someone that's in shape at 27 years old.
Have you watched Jake Paul? I have not. I can't pretend to analyze a Jake Paul boxing. I've not watched it. Have you?
He's fought more professional boxers recently.
Does he look like a pro boxer? Is he technical?
He doesn't look out of place.
Does he look like a brawler, or does he look like he belongs in the ring?
A little more of a brawler style.
Okay.
When you see him, just because
he can defend himself?
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I saw this documentary on Netflix about Jake Paul and kind of his whole story. It's Untold is the series that it was on. Very, very interesting stuff. He is a very, very interesting guy.
In regards to, help me.
Well, just his whole come up through YouTube and then deciding he wants to go to fight and then kind of training and becoming a real fighter. It's very fascinating.
Can I tell you, if you'd have given me a list, put down 100 things, what are you going to talk about today? I mean, it wouldn't have even feathered my brain that we're breaking down Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson in a fight. Wow. This text line, I certainly hope Tyson destroys him. I mean, certainly public sentiment's going to be on Tyson, right? Or will this be generational? Well, you guys are younger. I mean, you never saw who you want Tyson, or who you pull for?
Initial lean is Tyson.
Yeah,
definitely Tyson. One of the best watches on YouTube is actually just Tyson highlights. If you haven't seen them, you should do it.
Well, yeah. Yeah. I'm fascinated. I'm not going to lie. I'm fascinated by this. I am. All right, I got a text. Do you have a tiebreaker scenario? This says for the 6 and 7 seeds in the Mountain West tournament. All right, here's the deal. UNM is the 6th seed if Colorado State loses to Air Force and the Lobos win at Utah State. So if UNM wins at Utah State, they can't fall below 6. If Colorado State wins and UNM loses, they're both tied. They're 10-8. They have both gone one. They split with each other. So it comes down to the winner of the Nevada UNLV game. Okay, if Nevada wins, if New Mexico and Colorado State JJ tie at 10-8, that means Lobos lose, Colorado State wins this weekend. They're both 10-8. So who gets the 6th seed? Who gets the 7th? It comes down to the Nevada UNLV game. If Nevada wins at home against UNLV, New Mexico is the 6th seed. If UNLV beats Nevada, the Lobos lose, Colorado State wins, then the Lobos slip to the 7th seed. Does that make sense? I know it's a lot, but you asked.
Well, it has to make sense because that's the scenario.
Yeah. And so there's the scenario to 0193. You asked, I tried to help you with that, but that's the scenario. And so if you want to play the later game, you want to just win or hope Nevada wins. Grady, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Grady.
Theme music official. aficionados of the OD and the AM. What's happening?
A lot. What's going on, man?
I have to say, this Mike Tyson talk has it's made me a bit afraid. I don't know if you remember when he fought Alex Stewart a gazillion years ago, and the promos were "Pray for Alex Stewart." And they interviewed Alex Stewart, and he said, "Well, they even had my daughter afraid. Well, why does she have to pray for me?" Listen, the old Mike Tyson adage of everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face, I believe is going to apply. Jake Paul, big stud, hoss of a young man. Mike Tyson, 58 years old, father time, taking his toll on him. I guarantee Jake Paul has never been hit like Mike Tyson will hit him at 58 years old. And honestly, what I'm hoping is he's bringing some of this, he being Jake Paul, bringing some of this WWE stuff over, and he's talked to Mike beforehand, and it will be somewhat choreographed. Because when Mike Tyson fought Roy Jones Jr., it was, two old dudes that didn't really want to hurt each other. They kind of danced around. If Mike Tyson has some bad intentions, Jake Paul needs to look out. And it's a money grab, and I'm with you, Jeff. I might actually pay for this thing.
Right? It's got the Tiger effect to it, doesn't it? I just, man, when was the last time I saw him? I want to see him again.
Right. I just might actually, give up a little dough for this. So, yeah, I'm hoping that. Oh man, I hope there's some kind of not necessarily fix, but choreograph, something going on. But otherwise, Jake Paul might seriously get hurt. And I will say this on the way out, my man Thelonious Hampton Clark, the H is silent. I'm excited for him to experience the state basketball tournament.
It's so good.
And it's something that everybody says it's something that we do really well. Yes. The excitement, and even when the pit isn't jam packed,
it still buzzes.
With some of our native community teams, the energy and excitement, it's special. It really is.
Yeah,
I hope you get a chance to get out there.
Man, good to hear from you. Always is. Be well.
Appreciate the time.
I'll get you out there. When we come back, United opens their 6th season Saturday. They got a new president, but not a new face around here. Old buddy Ron Patel's going to join us, get you ready for the 6th season of New Mexico United. It's next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Every year in March.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burquia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh? I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here, and I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space, and you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions.
Seasons. And this is a guy that was a favorite up there. He's a salary cap casualty. And you got an email. For some reason, I don't have it from a
forwarded it to you as well.
Did you? Oh, here it is. All right, I got it now.
You might be able to read it. My voice is starting to go.
So this is from Leslie, and she writes in from Denver. She listens to the show up in Denver. She said, "Good morning, New Mexico native and proud UNM alum here. Living in Denver for the past 5 years. Justin Simmons, the player who was cut, was our neighbor when we first moved to Colorado in 2018. He lived like regular people in a regular neighborhood. We became family friends. There is no one better to represent the Bronco franchise here in Denver. He defines leadership in every way. He came to several of my son's youth football games and or practices in order to work with young football players. He teaches responsibility, citizenship, hard work, and shares his Christian faith. Denver will mourn this loss. Best wishes to Justin, Taryn, and family. Bronco Nation will miss them. Leslie from Denver, regular listener. Leslie, thank you so much, first of all, for listening and being there on a, in your words, regular basis. Actually, really, really appreciate it. It's a terrific perspective. I tell you all the time, we don't know these guys, right? DC, and you just ran out to go try to find our guest, but this was a woman who was neighbors with Justin Simmons and said he was great. He would go out and go to her son's football games and practices and work with him, and just a regular dude, and preaches citizenship and hard work and Christian faith. And she said Denver's going to mourn the loss of this.
She hit the nail on the head. Virtually anyone you talk to from Broncos country, specifically in Denver, would say the same thing.
Sorry. How do you not say "let's ride" after you say Broncos country? How could you even just go right through Broncos country?
You do not pause
without saying "let's ride"? How do you even say that?
Because I have wiped all of those memories from the hard drive.
I'm just going to keep hitting you. Let's ride.
Who said that?
Let's ride.
Let's
ride. Let's ride. Let's go to Vegas. 311's playing on Saturday and Monday.
Let's ride.
Let's ride. Just get in the car, take DC to let's ride to Vegas. Bronco country. Let's ride. What'd you find out on your little excursion, by the way?
He will be in shortly.
So when you're president, like, you get to come in whenever you want. Is that how it is? You get the title president, and then you book a time, and then you come in whenever you want?
Who does he think he is?
I don't know.
Kenny Thomas?
That's kind of my point. All right, I'll continue on this. Oh, look, there they are now. I mean, like, whatever. Oh, he's even got his jersey on. I'm sorry, it's not a jersey, it's a kit. Like, when you're president, you just come in whenever you want. And now here he is for his 9:30 appearance, the president of New Mexico United, Ron Patel. How are you?
That's quite the introduction. Apologize for my tardiness.
I forgot about the band. I didn't know you guys were coming in, actually. We thought you were doing. Well, hi, David. How are you? Good to see you. What's up?
Good to see you guys.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Happy opening week.
Thank you.
Can I take my eyes off now?
Yeah, why not?
Is that all right if I give you a little hard time?
You always
you guys look a little too serious for me.
I'm always smiling.
I'm a little nervous. Actually, I'm nervous now. They made me nervous in my own show. Like, what did I do? It's all of a sudden like Trevisani's in here or something. I did something
we're
wrong.
happy
What did I
to
do?
be here, Jeff. We're happy to be
What did I do? I'm like, I'm sweating. I just got really hot.
We got a
It's a little
present
warm
for
in
you,
here.
Jeff.
I mean, it's good.
Is it the brightness of the Sandia kit that I'm wearing?
You
Is
know
it-
what?
is
That
what
might
it
be
is?
right. No, the Sandia kit's on. I'm gonna.
Need the sunglasses.
All right. So let's do this. Hey, first of all, congratulations, Mr. President.
Thanks.
How you living?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Life couldn't be better, and it's obviously a big week for us, and we're trying to sell out Isotopes Park and set the tone for the season, and it looks like it's gonna be a big crowd. So.
It's sixth season, which is insane to me.
Crazy.
I mean,
huh?
in you and us, and more so you and JJ were work together. But I mean, you go back to the Soul days, and and I know this is special for you, and I appreciate what this club has become for this town. But I appreciate what you have done because I watched you bang it out with the Soul. I watched you at St. Pius High School. I saw you build something that you saw that the majority of the people that are out there waving flags and wearing kits like this didn't see. And I know this has to be special for you personally.
No, I appreciate it. I think it's taken a lot of people to get to this point. I think the Soul really was the starting point for it, and I think the Soul kind of was the proof of concept. And we were playing games like you mentioned at St. Pius High School, bringing in. Remember those, JJ? The mobile lights we used to bring
Portable
in.
lights.
They were 30-foot light towers. The guys would go down to pick the ball up for a throw-in and choke on the gasoline fumes coming from the little light towers. Because literally there wasn't a field we could rent that was that had really Trues and lights in Albuquerque. It was crazy, and we made it work. Yeah.
Well, and for you, what your experience? You went off, worked in the Rio Grande Valley for a little bit, coming back. So it just kind of felt like, when I saw you come back and then get this opportunity, like this was always somehow, some way meant to be for you, be in this position.
It does. I tell people all the time. I don't have a job. I feel like I have a calling, and I'm doing what I was put on earth to do, and that was to lead pro soccer in this community.
What do you think has been the connection to it? Because everyone looks and you say, everyone plays soccer. There's youth tournaments. The rec leagues are big, but getting that connection from people spending their weekends with their kids playing soccer to investing in New Mexico United, what is that journey like?
Yeah, I think it's because we've gone beyond just the soccer fans, right? We all know that soccer is a popular sport, and there's a lot of people that have kids that play soccer. But quite honestly, it's a big ask to go out to Bernalillo with your 3 kids and play 3 different games in the sun in the summer, and then go home and then ask them to go out and do more soccer, right? And I was told this by people around the country that start soccer teams: if you just focus on the soccer fans, you're probably not going to be successful, right? And so I think where we've been successful is we've been able to expand outside of that and connect with folks in the art community, in the tech community, in the startup community, and people that didn't even. I mean, there's still people that come to our games that don't even like soccer because it's not always just about the soccer. It's about New Mexicans coming together, and I think that's why it's really held true. And our model, I don't think, works in Indianapolis or in Tampa or in Louisville. Our model only works in New Mexico.
He's Ron Patel, president of New Mexico United. They open up their 6th season Saturday, 2:00 kickoff against Pittsburgh out at Rio Grande Credit Union Field at Isotopes Park. I'm a sponsor guy. Like I'll get all the sponsors.
That's a mouthful. Well done.
I'm going to push back you a little bit. I wonder if your model would work. I think what you're going with, it can't just be about the game, is a model in sports in being successful, period. And I think the fact that you all have embraced that is what made you, at least in part, what made you so successful so quickly. And I've had to learn that. I've been doing my thing for 18 years now, running a bowl game.
God bless you for it, man.
And it can't just be about a football game. I don't know who's playing in my game until 12 days before.
Right.
How do we do it? It can't just be about that. So you've got to go beyond making it just about what's on the field. And how do you embrace people who aren't just fans of the product on the field?
But Jeff, I think what you do really, really well, particularly with the bowl game, is something that we try and do with New Mexico United is you tap into New Mexican pride, right? You tap into, let's say it's a team from UTEP or a team from, it's a team from Colorado. It's wherever the team is coming from. It's our opportunity here as New Mexicans to say, oh, we're going to show off what we do really well here. We try and tap into that too. You do an excellent job of it, right? It's the trophy. It's everything that goes on surrounding the game. And it's when you're at the game. I was at the game last year. When you're at the game, you're seeing all of these things like, yeah, this is New Mexico's game, and we're really proud of it. Welcome, team from Colorado. Welcome, team from El Paso, wherever it is. that's what you do really well, and we try to do.
I
the same.
appreciate you saying that. I mean, for what we do is try to recognize the best of New Mexico for the year, right? Whether it's scholarships, whether it's first responders. We have one opportunity a year. You have 16, I believe, 17, yeah. And I think you've embraced that, and I think that's why the community has really embraced what you do. And look, you know me, man. I didn't grow up with soccer. There's other things. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm a soccer fan.
Sure.
I've watched the games though. I do, and I've enjoyed it more. And you got me right. You got me interested, and I think I'm kind of that person who probably was not going to just go watch a side. So I know I can't tell you one thing about Pittsburgh Riverhounds FC other than they probably play in Pennsylvania.
You got that?
Other than I think they share your colors because every
some,
team in that city shares their colors.
You want some random facts? Though?
Hit me.
Ernie Ibaka, president of the Hispanic Chamber.
Well.
His son played for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
See, look at that. He just sent me a text after the Lobo loss the other day. Let's take this final break. When we come back, what you got going this year? I know there's not a lot, but there's still some opportunity to get people out for the game on Saturday. You've got a kind of a back-weighted schedule as far as home games, so you've got limited opportunities early in the season, and this is one of them to go out and watch United. And kind of what's different? I know the players are different. We're not going to dive through your roster, right? Because but what it is that stuff that's going to make people interested and being part of what New Mexico United does. He's Ron Patel. He is the president of New Mexico United. David Weesey Carl is the is director of hype. What's your title?
Vice president of media.
Vice president of media and hype.
And we can go with that, but impact.
Impact.
Yeah,
actually, and really good. That's really good. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of Pro V Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction
get home safe every day to their families. Indy Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Saturday afternoon, Rio Grande Credit Union Field at Isotopes Park. Some of you call it the Lab. It's opening day. Mostly sunny, 49. Is that what you got?
So it's weather in Albuquerque,
That's
right?
beautiful.
So that'll
What do you
change.
want more,
That'll
Marsh?
change 15 times before Saturday.
High near 49, slight winds 5 to 10 miles
It looks
an hour.
good. It looks good.
2 o'clock kickoff. He's Ron Patel, president of New Mexico United. David Wiese-Carl, the director of media engagement. Is that right? What was the other word?
Hype.
VP of Media and Impact.
VP of Media. Impact's the word.
Impact.
We had a long conversation about titles during the break. What does it mean?
And how useless they can often be.
They don't come. You become vice president, doesn't come with a raise. I'm well aware. All right, there's tickets available. I apologize. I like you guys a lot. I do. I really do. I like my daughter more. She's got her first lacrosse game of the season. It's in Santa Fe, and it's at 1 o'clock.
Nice.
And I'm going to watch my kid play lacrosse on Saturday in Santa Fe. First one of her senior season. I'm not missing
I'd be
it.
there if we didn't have a game.
Yeah, no, look, I like you guys a lot. But other people who don't want to watch my daughter play lacrosse can still get out, and there's tickets available.
Yeah, tickets available at tickets.newmexicoutd.com. Prior to the match, too, we're celebrating Retro Nights. We're going to have a big tailgate for our season opener. It'll include a free concert from the Red Light Cameras. You don't have to have a ticket to the match to come to that. Anybody's welcome.
Red Light Cameras, not Red Light District.
Red Light Cameras, very different.
Very different.
Really great
very
local
different.
band. There'll be free pancakes out there for the folks who get out there early, starting at 10 a.m. So it'll be a great tailgate. We'll be flipping those with the Umami Moto. Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and why take him? Just out of curiosity. I love it, by the way.
Yeah, you know, we schedule these back the end of December with the league, and they tell us what's the kickoff time going to be. At this time in New Mexico in March, you just never know what kind of weather you're going to get in the evening. Our first game 5 years ago from Saturday, you guys remember that? It was freezing. It was freezing cold. So we thought, let's go for some sunshine, and 49 and sunny. I think we'll work.
It's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
Along the journey that you guys are on, and you guys are still working towards the stadium and all the work that you guys have done, what to you has maybe been some surprises or things that you didn't realize would be so difficult in this game?
It's a lot of surprises when you run a business, right? Yeah, every turn. Life's never a straight line either, right? So everything kind of goes this way. Yeah.
I mean, we all got rocked in 2020. Obviously, 2019 was our first year. You guys are well aware, and it was great. Things were going really well. Attendance was going really well. Fans were excited and pumped for year 2. And we play one match. In Austin, and then the world shuts down, and we're the only team in the world that plays all their matches on the road. So that was unexpected, certainly.
We're the only team in the world in soccer that played every
only
two
national soccer team in the world that played no home games in their home.
Yeah, I mean basketball, but in soccer, you were the only team in the world.
To our knowledge, we're the only pro soccer team in the world that played.
Own that. Is there? You guys got shirts for everything. Is there a shirt for that?
But the thing is, we had the option to decline to play that year. Every owner had the option to decline to play that year, and our team decided to play despite the fact that we couldn't host a home match. Was that tough on our finances? Was that tough on our fans? Absolutely. We hosted one home match, in quotes, air quotes there, in Colorado Springs, and we sold out their stadium all those hours away. So I guess it was tough, to do that. But what surprised me, maybe I shouldn't have been surprised by it after seeing 2019, was the fact that our fans dug in even more, right? And the community dug in even more. They were willing to go up to Colorado Springs for a match like that. They were creating gift baskets for the players as they went off to these away matches all season. I guess I shouldn't be surprised by it, but I was in 2020.
And what was even crazy about that, it wasn't just that year that was affected, right? Because people bought tickets at the end of 2019 for 2020, didn't have a season. So 2021, we didn't have a full season because we were still under tight restrictions. So those tickets rolled over to 2022.
Which means limited revenue.
So all that money that they paid at the end of 2019 that we spent during the COVID year to keep our people employed, got allocated. So our second normal year was last year, year 5. Crazy.
He is Ron Patel, president of New Mexico United. David Weesey Carl, vice president of Media Impact.
Nailed it.
It only took me 17 times.
Hey.
I still don't know Jerry Palm's Twitter handle, so I said
you're getting a lot better at that.
I got it. Hey, go ahead.
Well, I would say one of the things too in that first year that just helped you guys was the U.S. Open Cup, and it was unbelievable. And as the USL itself is establishing the championship, its lower leagues, there's been some talk about the U.S. Open Cup and MLS wanting to pull out of it, wanting to put like academies in it. What is going on with that, and why would they want to again throw another wrench into American soccer?
And can I add to what he said? And I still to this day think it's the best thing that ever happened to your club.
Yeah,
it was year one, and it legitimized you to this community at a level that you could not have bought that. And
that, by the way, that is the competition that's open for everyone where you guys did play.
Yeah, I was just going to summarize that for your listeners that don't know what it is. Think of it the NCAA tournament, but for soccer, and it goes on concurrently with the season. And you can. There's hundreds of teams.
You could be a bar team.
Well, if the NCAA tournament had NAIA teams in it, right?
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
But it could be your buddies at the Y or down at Howie's Pub.
That's right.
Correct. And so anyone can put a team in. The Soul played in the Open Cup in 2016. We played against a pub team from Colorado. We had 1,000 people at St. Pius on a Tuesday night watching that game. They went on to play MLS opposition that year too when they beat us. But that first year was incredible. We told the story just kind of like you did, Jeff, how you can put together a team and just enter the tournament. And what if we could play MLS opposition? And because of our limited dates at the baseball stadium, we had to go on the road for all these games. We went to Colorado and beat the Rapids. We went to FC Dallas and beat FC Dallas. Quarterfinal match in Minnesota, and that was what the run you were talking about. But back to your question, JJ. MLS teams, the league, has said that they have fixture congestion, meaning they have too many games and not enough time for their players to rest. Yet they schedule this like extended preseason tournament.
See the doctor,
and now they schedule this tournament with teams in Mexico, and now they're scheduling friendlies on the same dates as U.S. Open Cup matches when they're claiming that fixture congestion is the problem.
And the real
fixture,
the real problem here is that you have U.S. Soccer, right, who's the governing body of soccer in the United States at the pro level, at the amateur level, at the youth level. They govern soccer in the United States. They're supposed to represent the interests of soccer around the country. Unfortunately, from everything we can tell, and they represent the interests of the MLS.
The controlling people. I mean, look at college football.
Mm-hmm.
The people in control could control and worry about them. The SEC and the Big Ten worry about them. The MLS at this point is going to worry about them. And you guys, and it's the reality. It sucks.
Yes. Well, it takes away from. It makes it harder to grow the sport.
But shouldn't that be the goal of the U.S. Soccer Federation?
Which is wild.
Well, look, when
if it makes sense, it doesn't happen. You know that.
When the Apple TV deal came through for MLS, with Messi, now that's how they can monetize a lot of stuff. Well, the Apple TV deal doesn't apply to the U.S. Open Cup, so they can't monetize it now. I think there's your answer.
What do we got? About 2 minutes left. You mentioned the baseball stadium, Ron, and look, I'm not getting into 2 minutes to the whole stadium thing.
Sure.
You got a great facility, and until you build and when you move in, that'll be a great day. The atmosphere. I haven't been around your league, man. I got to believe the atmosphere, and it's not just because of the fans. The facility you have has everything. It's just not yours, and you don't get to control.
It's incredible.
It's
we wouldn't
go.
Wouldn't have the success we have now if it wasn't for the lab. There's just no way. We couldn't manufacture that environment at UNM Soccer Stadium. It couldn't happen. It wouldn't happen at the football stadium either. And there's no other places to play. And so, you referenced the stadium earlier. Obviously, we're moving along with it. We're going through the necessary meetings.
I saw the city people, and they're like, we're starting all over again. And
but it comes with the territory. It's come in, and what's most important for people to know is that's not on the taxpayers' dime. Our ownership group is putting their money where their mouth is. They're putting the money in, bringing on some new investors, and are paying for themselves.
All right, 2:00 Saturday. What do people have to know, you guys? If someone's out there going, damn, I didn't realize they were playing. All right, let's get started. My kid's game is early, and I missed that. You saw that? It's backhanded, left-handed, though. I want to go. How do I go? What do I do?
Yeah, first of all, it's going to be a lot of people there, right? We're projecting close to 12,000 fans this Saturday, so don't show up at 2 o'clock. You'll be in line for a little bit. Get there
good
early.
Good luck with that. I try to tell people that all the time. Good luck.
But no, tailgate starts at 10.
Yep.
Concerts at 11. Pancakes are already going to be served by 11. And then we've got all kinds of fun things going on in the parking lots. Gates open at 12:30. First 5,000 fans get a commemorative flag.
Can't go to a soccer game without a flag, right?
Can't do that without a flag.
And a scarf, right?
And then kickoff will be at 2 o'clock. So.
Is the team any good? I guess there's that. Isn't it? We just did a half hour without talking about X's and O's. Is the team any good?
We're the youngest team we've ever had. We're the fastest team we ever had. We're the most technical team we've ever had. I'm excited to see what Coach Quill's going to do.
And I think when you look at last year, they gave us a 3% chance to make the playoffs at one point, and Coach Quill got us in the playoffs with players that weren't his. He's got his players now. Do the math.
By the way, I couldn't be more stoked when I saw Troy Lesesne got a head coach job in MLS, and that's their original coach. For those of you who don't know, we talk about development moving up, and does it happen? To see your original technical director, head coach, be a head man in MLS, I thought was really
awesome. And he's earned it. He's earned it.
Website is?
Tickets.newmexicoutd.com. We got all the info there.
Tickets.newmexico.utd.com.
Tickets.newmexicoutd.com. You just go to newmexicoutd.com and click tickets.
Right, how about that? It's great to see you guys.
Great to see you.
Have a great season. Thanks for spending some time with us. Good luck, you guys.
Good luck at the lacrosse.
Congratulations. Yeah, no kidding. Congratulations on all the success. Thanks to Jerry Palm, CBS Sports. Their bracketologist was with us. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards. After that, 2 Men On's here at 4. We're back with award-winning radio tomorrow morning starting at 7 a.m. DC, great work as always. Adrian, it looks good on the visual side. Big day for you.
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing, and we'll smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Gets inside the paint. Benally slicing and dicing the defense.
Good steal there. Archuleta underneath the scoop shot, and he scores. Shake and bake there to the corner for the 3. That looks good. Elijah Martinez.
Diego. Stolen away by Rodriguez. Sarton's on the run again. Pass up to Jason Montoya on the right side. Spin move is up. Shot is good.
In their defense. Kick out Otero. Defender went flying by. And Otero breaks the seal. First 3 of the night belongs to the Huskies.
Somewhere to go. Here's Holland, who steals it away from Capital, getting double teamed. Here's Holland pushing his way forward and getting more points.
Working inside, got his man in the air, and there's a putback for Nico Gutierrez.
Eldorado right in this.
Eventually that pass was going to get stolen. I saw that coming. They ran the same play 3 straight possessions.
Anna Taylor was off the steal.
Made him pay.
Puts it home. Nice shot by Anna Taylor.
Beautiful find inside. Blocked by Hiron.
Got numbers.
Randall drives baseline. Cut off. That's great defense there. Benally off the quick pass. And you just can't stop these Matadors sometimes.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better, better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Like it, shorty, you got my attention.